How's it going, everyone, and welcome to top 5 skilling money making methods for Ironman. Now for these methods you guys won't need to have any high requirements. All you guys need to have is certain levels to do them, and those levels won't take too long to get, so let's get this started. Now before I start showing you guys the money making methods, don't expect to make a lot of money from these methods because you don't really need any high requirements to do them, so expect to make yourself a decent amount of profits. For the first money making method, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be pickpocketing hand member guards. Now to be able to have access to pickpocket them, you must have at least 23 agility, 23 thieving, and you must also complete the death to door cushion quest. Now the unique about the hand member guards is that when you pickpocket them, you get all the loot that you would get from the regular hand members with 4 different kind of keys. So the 4 keys that you get is bronze key, iron key, silver key, and steel keys. So what you can do with those 4 keys is you can use them on the chest, which are going to be located right where you pickpocket the guards. And when you open the chest, you basically get any jewelry ranging from sapphire all the way to diamonds, and you also get any uncuts ranging from sapphire to diamonds with also a small amount of coins. Now some things to keep in mind when you guys are going to be opening the chest is that you guys don't have a 100% to get the jewelry all the time from the chest. Whenever you guys don't get the jewelry, you guys will get a small amount of coins, but whenever you guys do get the chance of getting the jewelry from the chest, it will be a random chance of 1 to 5 random jewelry items from one chest. So after you guys completed the death to door cushion quest, you guys should know where this place is going to be located, but if not, I'm going to run there real quick and I'll show you guys where it's located. So let's say we start off, for example, let's say at Drainer Village or at Lumbridge over here. All we have to do is run to this place, and then we basically have to picklock this trapdoor over here, and this is how you get there. Once you guys arrive at this location over here, all you have to do is just pickpocket the guards, which are going to be located all over the map over here. Once you guys get yourself some keys, you guys can either open the chest to get some jewelry right away, or the smarter thing would be to do is to fill up the inventory with keys. Once you guys get yourself a decent amount of keys, then after that you guys can start opening the chest. Now the chests are going to be as followed. So this is going to be bronze chest over here, this is going to be iron over here, this is going to be silver at the map, and this is going to be steel. Once you guys get yourself a ton of jewelry, what you guys can do to maximize the profits is to high alch all the jewelry. But for those people that don't have 55 magic to high alch, what you guys can do is to sell all the jewelry to the shop, which is going to be located at Port Serum over here. So all you have to do is to go to the shop and sell all the jewelry. So with this money making method, you guys should be able to make at least 50k and up per hour. Now for this next money making method, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be mining the gem rocks at the Shallow Village. Now to be able to have access to the Shallow Village, you guys must have completed the Shallow Village quest, and to be able to do this method, you guys must have at least 40 mining to mine the gem rocks and 43 crafting to be able to cut all the uncuts that we get. Now this method is going to be very simple to do. All you guys need to do is mine the gem rocks, and before you guys start doing this, I would highly recommend for you guys to get at least 41 mining so you guys can use the rune pickaxe, and also what we're going to need is a chisel. So once we have all of that stuff, then just simply start mining the gem rocks, and the gems that you guys are going to be keeping is going to be sapphires, emeralds, rubies, and diamonds. And if you guys want some extra crafting XP, you guys can keep the red topaz. Once you guys get a full inventory of uncuts, you guys can either cut them on the spots and then bank them, or if you guys want, you guys can bank all the uncuts and then craft them later on. So once you guys save up a decent amount of jewelry, then you guys just simply go to one of the gem traders. So one of the most easy accessible gem traders is going to be at El Carid, and he's going to be located right over here at this spot over here. And the second one, which I would recommend for you guys to use, is going to be located at Valdor. So he's a bit closer, so it should be a bit easier to sell them, and you guys should profit about 50k per hour from this method. And what I love about this method is that not only you guys profit a decent amount, but also you guys get a nice amount of mining XP and crafting XP. For the next money making method, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be catching eclectic implinks. Now, not a lot of people know about this, but whenever you loot an eclectic implink, you guys can get yourself a ton of valuable items that can be high out for a decent price. The lowest requirements that you guys will need to be able to start doing this method is going to be to have 50 hunter, as well as you guys must also complete the Lost City quest to be able to have access to the Xanaris Bank. Here's the list of all the items that you guys can get from looting the eclectic implinks. As you guys can see, you get a lot of high valuable items over here, like battle staffs, rune daggers, spiky vambraces, and a bunch of other items as well. Now ignore the fact that it says very rare for these battle staffs, because you do get them quite often. I've caught thousands and thousands of these implings, and I was getting these battle staffs quite often, sometimes even more often than even getting this adamant kite shield. So it's, of course, the chances are random, but you will get these items pretty often because catching the implinks takes seconds, and if you guys find a spot where the implinks just spawns. You guys catch an impling, wait like 2-3 seconds, catch another one, so you guys can catch a lot of implinks per hour. Now the best thing about this impling is that not only you guys will make a decent amount of profit, but also you guys will get yourself a ton of supplies that you guys can use, like 4 noted oak planks. And if you think about this, it's actually pretty crazy to the fact that you guys will save a lot of money right here. So just from this one loot over here, you guys save 1k on oak planks, and you guys won't have to cut the logs. So this is going to be very efficient. Not only you guys are going to make a lot of money, but also you guys can get yourself a ton of supplies. So you guys can also get yourself like gold doors if you guys want to keep that. So it'll be best to just drop this and get gold bars, because you guys get 5 noted gold bars, pure essence over here, unicorn horns, 10 noted adamant ores, wild pies that you guys can use for later on to boost, watermelon seeds, you guys get 3 of those which you guys can use for farming, and a cut diamond. Before we start catching the electric implinks, couple things that I highly recommend for you guys to get before we start catching them is going to be to get 55 magic, so you guys can high out the majority of the items can get over here, which is going to save you guys a lot of time from banking the items. And the second thing is going to be to get 58 hunters, so you guys can catch nature implinks. Now the reason why we need to catch nature implinks is going to be to trade it for the jar generator, which is just going to make per so much easier, because whenever you guys get the jar generator, you guys will be able to spawn 33 implink jars, which is going to save you guys a lot of trouble of having to constantly exchange 1 jar for 3 jars over here, because jars do break quite often in this place, and it's just going to be really annoying to constantly run back and forth in this place and constantly get new jars. So all you guys will need is 1 nature implink, 2 electric implinks, and 3 SN implinks, and you guys can exchange it for the jar generator. Once it almost runs out, be careful so it doesn't completely run out. Get some more implinks and then exchange it again. And the second thing that I would highly recommend for you guys to get is a magical butterfly net, because this greatly increases the chances of you catching the implinks, and it's just going to make this process way much easier. So for this one, all you need is 1 essence implink, 2 earth implinks, and 3 gourmet implinks. Now that we got everything that we need to maximize the profit per hour and catching the electric implinks, the next thing that we're going to do is to find the spots where the electric implinks spawn. So my favorite place that I usually always use is going to be the southern parts over here, somewhere in the middle. So all I have to do is catch either this electric implink or this one over here, and it's going to spawn right around this place. So let's do that real quick. Alright, so let's see. So we can just catch this one as well to speed it up a bit. And there we go. As you guys can see, it spawned right on the spot, so you guys can loot it real quick, highlight the item, or drop it, and it's going to spawn really fast again. Just spam click on it, and this is what you guys are going to do for profits. And you guys should expect to make anywhere around from 50 to 100k. It'll all depend if you guys followed everything that I said, and you guys have 55 magic. If you guys have the jar generator, magic butterfly net, you guys should expect to make around from like 80 to 100k. But usually if you guys don't have 55 magic, you guys will have to bank all of these items. You guys should expect around from 50 to 60k. For this next money making method, we're going to be cutting willow trees at Remington, and I'm going to explain to you guys why we're doing it over here in a minute. But first, for this method, we're going to need at least 30 enough wood cutting and 35 enough fletching to be able to make willow bows. Now if you guys want to start making some decent money in this place, you guys should get at least 40 enough wood cutting and get yourself a rune axe from tree spirits, which shouldn't take too long to get at all. And you guys should get yourself at least 40 fletching to be able to make willow longbows, because that's when you guys will make decent amount of profits. Now the reason why we're going to be cutting trees over here is because almost no one cuts trees here for some reason, even though this place is by far the best. It's actually really close to the shopkeeper, so I'm going to show you guys. So it's going to be right over here, and if we cut willow trees at Catherby over here, so it's the shopkeeper and the trees over here, so it's a little bit longer to the shopkeeper, plus that place is super crowded and everyone sells the willow longbows. And this is why people don't make money at all on fletching, because you guys are going to sell your longbows for like 8 GP, and since no one sells willow longbows over here, hopefully this is not going to get too crowded after this video, but it's still going to be a really nice money making method, because the willow bows, longbows sell for 64 GP each. And what we're going to do is we're going to get full inventory of logs, and don't fletch them on the spots. While you're walking over here, you're going to be fletching them, so this is going to make it much more efficient. And once we get to the shopkeeper, what we're going to do is we're going to sell 10 willow longbows, and we're going to hop after every 10. That way you should keep the price at 64. So if you guys are willing to hop after every 10 bows that you guys sell, you guys will need to hop 3 times to empty out a full inventory and profit the most out of it. And you guys should be able to make about roughly 20 to 25k per hour, which is actually not that bad. And this is especially good if you guys are going to be an ultimate Ironman. Now for my last money making method, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be blackjacking Man Fight Thugs. To be able to start blackjacking the Man Fight Thugs, you guys must have completed the feud quest, and then the second thing that you guys must complete is a part of the Rogue Trader minigame, which should take you guys about like 5 minutes or so to complete. So once you guys complete the blackjacking parts of the Rogue Trading minigame, after that you guys can start blackjacking with the offensive blackjack, which is going to be the best to use. For those people that don't have 65 Thieving, you guys can check out my Sorcerer's Garden guides, in which I show how to get 65 Thieving within a day or two. It all depends on how much you guys can play. If you guys can play a decent amount of time, you guys should be able to get 65 Thieving within a day. Before we start blackjacking the Man Fight Thugs, what I would highly recommend for you guys to do is to bring a ton of noted foods, because the bank is pretty far from this location and it's going to take you guys quite a while to go to the bank to get more food. So make sure to bring a ton of noted foods, and once you guys run out of food, you guys can just simply come to this guy, which is going to be located at the place where it has the general store icon on the map. So just come to this guy and pretty much just click the noted food on him, and he's going to exchange the noted food for 5 GP per 1 food. Now the place that we're going to be blackjacking the Man Fight Thugs is going to be located at the southern part of Polnovich, which is going to be right over here. So if there isn't already a Man Fight Thug inside the house, simply just lure him inside and make sure that there isn't going to be another NPC in the house, because it's not going to work. So blackjacking is very simple to do. I'm not going to go into too much details on how to blackjack correctly. The basics of this is simply just to knock out and then pickpocket 2 times and then continue to knock out right before he wakes up. So it's going to look something like this. So we're going to knock out, then pickpocket 2 times, and right before he wakes up we're going to knock him out again, and just going to continue doing this. And some things that can happen sometimes is he's going to say, "I'm going to kill you," and whenever he says that, just quickly pickpocket a few times, and that should disrupt his combat. So by blackjacking Man Fight Thugs, you guys should be able to make easily at least 50k enough GP per hour, and the best thing about this method is that this is going to be one of the best methods to train your thieving, and at this method you guys should be able to easily obtain all the way up to 200k or so thieving per hour if you guys get used to doing this correctly. And that is it for this top 5 video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it's going to be helpful for those that don't have any high skills and which you guys can use to make some money. And aside from that guys, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you around later.